Who's really in control of your wallet? You? Or some invisible habit you don't even realize is there? Do you ever get to the end of the month, look at your account, and wonder, where did all my money go? You work hard, you don't splurge on ridiculous luxuries, but somehow, the money just evaporates. The problem isn't that you don't know how to save. The problem is that you, me, and millions of other people out there are stuck in what behavioral psychologists call the autopilot spending trap. This isn't a game. This is a psychological mechanism hardwired into our brains, exploited every single day by billion-dollar corporations. It turns our spending decisions from conscious actions into conditioned reflexes. And in this video, I'm not just going to unmask the 10 most common symptoms of this trap, I'm going to give you the tools to break it, take back control, and start directing your cash flow where you actually want it to go, your freedom. If you're ready to turn off autopilot and grab the financial steering wheel of your life, this video is for you. Join me on this journey to turn money into a tool, instead of letting it become the boss of your life. So, how does the autopilot spending trap work? It runs on a simple principle. Our brains love convenience and hate complexity. When faced with fatigue, stress, or just plain boredom, it will choose the path of least resistance, and that's when these traps appear. Trap 1, and also the most common one, fast food and food delivery apps. It used to be a cheap lifesaver, but now it's a disguised financial shock. A basic combo meal at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A can easily hit $15, even $20. A single meal ordered through DoorDash or Uber Eats, after all the added fees, can drain $30 from your wallet. It doesn't sound like much until you do the math. 5 weekday lunches like that are $100. 1 month is $400. 1 year is nearly $5,000. That's enough for a trip to Europe, a solid investment in the S&P 500, or even paying off an annoying credit card balance. So, what's the trap? You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because you're tired, you're lazy, because your brain is screaming, I need a reward right now. System breaking action. Before opening the app, pause for 10 seconds and ask yourself, do I actually want this, or am I just trying to avoid cooking? Those 10 seconds alone are enough to break the autopilot mode. Trap 2. Turning restaurant dining into a weekly habit. A simple dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant in the United States now easily costs $80 to $100, tip not included. Many of us justify this with the phrase self-care, but when it becomes a weekly routine, it's no longer self-care, it's self-sabotage, a slow, silent drain on your financial future. The psychological insight here is this. We tend to see dining out as a reward, a way to signal success after a long, exhausting week. But this reward is quietly shaving money off your future. System breaking action. Try the 1/3 rule. Instead of going out to eat 4 times a month, cut it down to 1 or 2. For the remaining 2 times, use that money to buy high-quality ingredients and cook an amazing meal at home. You still get the special experience at 1/3 of the cost. The next traps are tied to technology and entertainment, the places where we spend money to forget stress, only to feel even more stressed when the bills arrive. Trap 3. Upgrading your phone or laptop too often. Apple and Samsung are masters at making us feel like our perfectly fine devices are outdated after just 1 year. But let's be honest, does a camera that's 2% sharper or a chip that's 15% faster actually change your life? Or is it just a way for you to spend $1,000 for a temporary feeling of newness? System breaking action. Apply the 3-year rule. Commit to not upgrading your major tech devices, phone, laptop, for at least 3 years, unless they're broken beyond repair. Trap 4. Subscribing to too many streaming platforms at the same time. Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, Mac Prime Video, the list keeps growing. Each one costs around $15 to $20 a month. Sounds small, but added together, you can easily burn $80 to $100 a month. There's a saying that fits perfectly. You might not watch much, but you sure do pay on time. And then there's the 5th trap. Something we all thought was dead, but somehow still exists. Cable TV. I know people who still pay $150 a month for 500 channels they never watch, simply because they're too lazy to cancel it. The painful part? Entertainment stops being relaxing and becomes a draining task called managing your entertainment subscriptions. System breaking action for both. The subscription purge. Every 3 months, pull up your credit card statement and ask one question for each subscription. Have I actually used this in the past 30 days? If the answer is no, cancel it immediately. Don't think, maybe I'll use it later. If you ever need it again, you can always resubscribe. The next traps deceive us in a much subtler way. We think we're getting a bargain and saving money, but in reality, we're wasting it. Trap 6. Buying groceries in bulk and never finishing them. We go to Costco or Sam's Club with the intention of saving money, then walk out with a 3-pound bag of strawberries. We eat 1 pound, and the remaining 2 pounds grow mold in the fridge. According to statistics, the average American household throws away about 20% of the food they buy, the equivalent of tossing more than $1,000 into the trash every year. Trap 7. Buying things just because they're on sale. You see an item priced at $60 marked down to $30. Your brain doesn't think, I'm about to spend $30. It thinks, I just saved $30. And so you buy something you don't actually need, and it ends up sitting in your closet forever. You didn't save $30, you wasted $30. The psychological trigger here is this: many people are addicted to the thrill of getting a good deal. It delivers a little hit of victory. But the real victory is keeping your money in your pocket. System-breaking action. The 24-hour rule. When you see an appealing discount, don't buy immediately. Give yourself 24 hours. If, after 24 hours, you're still thinking about it, and you can clearly explain what you'll use it for and when you'll use it, then you can consider buying it. 9 times out of 10, you'll forget about it completely. Next are the ghost services, quietly draining money from your account every single month. Trap 8. Not reviewing your car insurance rates annually. This is one of the most expensive mistakes people make. Insurance companies rely on customer laziness. Many people end up paying an extra $300 to $1,000 a year simply because they don't spend 30 minutes comparing quotes from other providers. Trap 9. A gym membership you never use. This is a classic story. You sign up with full excitement in January, go for a few weeks, and then disappear by March, but your membership fees keep getting charged all the way through December. The underlying psychology behind both of these is, I'll keep it because I'll eventually use it, or switching is too much of a hassle. But in reality, it's not. System-breaking action. The annual financial checkup. Put a recurring appointment on your calendar once a year. During that hour-long session, call around to compare insurance rates and review every membership you're paying for. That single hour could save you thousands of dollars. And finally, Trap 10, a subtle social trap, spending money just to be accepted. These are the birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, housewarming gifts, the ones you buy simply because everyone does it. You could be spending $500 to $1,000 a year on gifts the recipient may not even remember. It's a loop of emotions and spending. You give, expecting to receive. System-breaking action. Replace stuff with experiences. Instead of buying a $50 gift, invite that friend out for lunch and spend quality time together. Memories last far longer than any physical item. So, after escaping the trap of autopilot spending, what is the real benefit? It's not just about watching the numbers in your bank account go up. The biggest benefit is freedom. You gain the freedom to say no to a job you hate because you have a solid emergency fund. You gain the freedom to say yes to unexpected opportunities, a trip, a course, a business idea, because you have the capital to invest. You gain freedom from the burden of debt, from sleepless nights worried about bills. When you control your cash flow, you eliminate one of the biggest sources of stress in your current life. Money doesn't disappear, it simply gets redirected. The question is, are you letting your money automatically flow into the pockets of corporations, or are you intentionally directing it toward building your future, your security, and your family's happiness? The expenses you cut today don't make you stingy, they make you intentional, strategic, and in control. So comment down below, which spending trap will you take on this week? Sharing it is not just a commitment to yourself, it's a way to inspire others who are facing the same struggles and trying to find their way out. And don't forget to like this video if you found even one useful insight, and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. I'll see you in the next video, where money stops being a problem and becomes a tool to build the life you truly want.